Okay, welcome to slide number 9, chapter 4. So here we're going to go through a little worksheet. The activity is it's a little activity. Identify the problem. So let's read the instructions here. This activity has questions that a technician might ask the customer to help identify the problem. So what questions that you, the technician, might ask the customer to basically figure out what's wrong, so you're not wasting your time. So identify which are open-ended and which are close-ended. So what they're doing here is we're going to figure out, in an earlier slide we talked about open-ended questions and close-ended. Close-ended being more specific, open-ended being like, what do you think the problem is? Well, that's open-ended. They could just start telling you all kinds of crazy stuff. Like, I think there's a mouse inside my computer. You don't know what they're going to say. But we talked about close-ended might be something. So if they say they can't print, then you might say, what's the problem? They say they can't print. Then you might ask, that was an open-ended question. What's the problem? But then if they say they can't print, you might say, which printer are you trying to print to? That's a close-ended, specific, close-ended. Which printer are you trying to print to? And then they might say, what's that fake printer on Windows? You ever see that fake default printer? It's like, so they would be it's like a default printer. It's not a real printer. It'll print it to like a PDF or something. It's not a real printer. So they might have been trying to print it out, or something, who knows? Or a printer on a different floor. And we talked about they could be printing out tons of stuff. So you're finding out which printer specifically they're printing to. If they're having printing problems, you can start to drill down to where the problem is. Okay. So identify which are open-ended and which are closed-ended by dragging the type to the drop boxes to the left of the questions. So this is pretty easy, right? So here's a question, and here's our options. We can drag open-ended or we can drag closed-ended into there, and then at the end we'll hit check. So let's go through this. Has anyone else used your computer recently? So does that seem open-ended or closed-ended? I don't know. Has anyone else used your computer recently? Sounds like close-ended. That's like a yes or no question, right? Have you received any error messages on your computer? That sounds like a yes or no question, right? What problems are you experiencing with your computer or network? That sounds open, right? There's no telling what they might say about that. Whereas this one, have you received any error messages? They're going to say yes or no. Can you reproduce the problem? Sounds like a yes or no question, right? Now, if you asked a politician these questions, they would avoid all of them. They would treat them all like open-ended questions and just answer whatever they want. So that's going to be a close-ended. What software has been installed on your computer recently? Open. Is that open? It could be. It's a little bit. I mean, they could go through a vast list, but they might just say like, let's put that as closed. It could be open. Yeah. What were you doing when the problem was identified? That sounds close. Yeah, that's true. That's true. You're right. You're right. Let's see that as open and open. You're right. Yes or no, right? Have you changed your passwords recently? Closed. What hardware changes have been made recently to your computer? That sounds like open-ended then, right? Are you currently logging in your network? That's closed. Good. You did. Elijah, you did better than me. Let's check it. Check that out. All right, you're going to be ready to pass this test. I said that was pretty easy. So our friend Elijah here pointed out that like yes or no questions are going to be closed. So notice the closed ones where has anyone used your computer? Yes or no. Have you received any error messages? That's a yes or no question. Can you reproduce the problem? That's a yes or no question. Have you changed your password? That's a yes or no problem. They're not asking what the password is. They're just saying, have you changed it? Are you currently logged in? That's a yes or no. So very good. So yes or no questions, closed-ended. The other ones where they could give varied answers, open-ended. Oh, and the customers will give you crazy answers. And the more you know about computers, the more you're going to realize how crazy. If you don't think that they're giving you crazy answers, you don't know enough about computers yet. Believe me. They're going to be telling you stuff that is just, they're going to have their own little theories about what's happening. It's going to be fun. But etiquette do we make fun of them? Not in front of their face, no, of course. All right. See you on the next slide.